In today's video, I'll be breaking down how much feed is required by broilers from day old till 12 weeks. This is for those of you raising Christmas chicken and you are still confused as to what quantity of feed to give your broiler birds as Christmas is fast approaching. So this is a part 2 of the video I made previously. In the previous video, I break it down in a way that a 5-year-old will understand. But in today's video, I will just go straight to the point, as this is a continuation of the previous video. And in addition to that, the previous video only teaches you how the quantity of feed your birds will be required for 6 weeks. So for those of you that will be raising yours for 12 weeks, the quantity of feed that your birds will consume for the first 6 weeks of their life is quite different from the quantity of broilers will consume for 6 weeks. So if you want to raise your birds for just 6 weeks only, you have to go back to the previous video and watch it as well. So if you have not watched the previous video, kindly click on the link above to watch before coming back to this video. So the essence of you watching the previous video is that I explained extensively, that is, I broke it down. So in today's video, I'll just go straight to the point, as I won't be doing all those explanations like I did in the previous video. So if you know that you have not watched the previous video, kindly go and watch it first and then come back to this video so that you can understand better. So let's just go straight to the point. The first week, your broilers will consume an average of 200 grams of feed. So just like the previous video where we use 100 birds as example, so in this video too, we'll be using 100 broilers for this example as well. So one thing about this video is that it's going to teach you the quantity of feed your birds will require. It doesn't matter whether you are raising 25 broilers, 50 broilers, 100, 200 or even 500. So all you just have to do is that the numbers I'll be giving you here, you multiply it by the number of birds you are raising, whether you are doing 20 broilers, 100 broilers, 500, 1000, any quantity. But in this video, I'll be making use of 100 broilers as example. So we'll be using 100 birds for this example. So like I said initially, that the first week of their life, they'll be consuming an average weight of 200 grams of feed. That is, the average feed they'll be consuming is 200 grams. So I will multiply that 200 by the 100 broilers I'm using as example here. We'll be arriving at 20,000 grams of feed. And when you convert this to kg, you will have 20 kg of feed. So I explained this in previous video. Kindly go back and watch it. So for the first week of their age, that is for 100 broilers, they will consume 20 kg of feed. So if you have 20 birds, multiply by 200 grams of feed. If you have 200 broilers, you multiply by 200 grams of feed. That is for the first week. The second week of their life, your broilers will consume an average feed gram of 350 grams of feed. That is the average feed your birds will consume. That is for one broiler. So for you to multiply that with 100 broilers, you multiply 350 by 100. If you have 50 broilers, you multiply 350 by 50. But for this example, we are making use of 100 broilers. So when we multiply 350 by 100, we arrive at 35,000 grams. So when we convert that to kg, it will give us 35 kg of feed. So that is for the second week of their life. So the third week of their life, your broilers will consume an average feed of 550 grams of feed. So that's the average your one broiler bird will consume. So when you multiply that by 100, you will arrive at 550 by 100, which will give us 55,000 grams. And when we convert that to kg, we will arrive at 55 kg of feed. So the fourth week of their life, they will consume 700 grams of feed. That is on an average. So when we multiply 700 grams times 100, we'll arrive at 70,000 grams of feed. And when we convert that to kg, it will give us 70 kg of feed. So for the fifth week, a broiler bird will consume 900 grams of feed. So I multiply 900 by 100, we will arrive at 90,000 grams of feed. And when we convert that to kg, it will give us 90 kg. That is for the fifth week. And then the sixth week, one bird is supposed to consume on an average feed of 1.1 kg. So when we multiply 1.1 kg by 100, it will give us 110 kg. So in this situation, we are not converting it from grams to kg because the feed feed is now in kilogram. The 5th week they are consuming 900 gram, but from 6th week they are supposed to consume an average of 1.1 kg. So when you multiply that, the 6th week, that means they will consume 110 kg. Now for the 7th week of their age, they will consume feed on an average of 1.3 kg. So for 100 broilers now, we multiply 1.3 kg by 100, that will give us 130 kg. For the 8th week, they will consume an average gram feed of 1.5 kg. So for 100 broilers, 1.5 kg by 100, that is 150 kg of feed for the 8th week. And for the 9th week, they will consume 1.7 kg. So when we multiply that 1.7 kg by 100, we will arrive at 170 kg of feed for 100 broilers. That is the amount of feed they will consume for the 9th week alone. That is 9th week only. And 10th week, they will consume 1.9 kg of feed on an average. When we multiply that by 100, we will arrive at 190 kg of feed. For the 11th week, they will consume an average of 2.1 kg, and when we multiply that by 100, we will give us 210 kg of feed. So that is the quantity of feed that 100 broilers will consume at 11th week. And the last week, which is the 12th week, they will consume an average of 2.3 kg. That is, one broiler will consume an average of 2.3 kg. So when we multiply that 2.3 kg by 100, we'll arrive at 230 kg of feed. So that is the total quantity of feed they will be consuming for the 12th week. So now let us bring everything together and add all of this together: the 1st week, 2nd week, 3rd week, 4th to the 12th week. So we arrive at 20 kg plus 35 plus 55 plus 70 plus 90 plus 110 plus 130 plus 150 plus 170 plus 190 plus 210 plus 230. So at the end of the day, for 12 good weeks, 100 broiler birds will consume 1,460 kg of feed for 12 weeks. So when you convert this to the bags of feed that we have, like these bags usually comes in either 25 kg of feed or 50 kg of feed. So I'll be using 25 kg of feed for this example. So when you divide 1,000, for you to get the number of bags of feed your birds will consume for the whole 12 weeks, we'll have to divide that 1,460 kg by the 25 kg of feed or 50 kg of feed, whichever you are getting. So when you divide 1,460 kg by 25 kg of feed, for example, you'll be arriving at 58.4 bags of feed. That means for 12 weeks, your 100 broilers will consume 58 to 58.5 bags of feed. So if you are raising Christmas chickens, I want to believe that by now your bird should be around 8 weeks or thereabouts, so that the next 4 weeks you should be able to like complete their total cycle. So if you find yourself in this kind of situation and you are confused as to the quantity of feed you want to give your pets, so this is the breakdown for you. All you just have to do is pick those numbers and then multiply it by the number of pets you are raising for you to arrive at the actual feed they are supposed to consume. So at the end of the day, if you are raising these birds for Christmas chicken and you actually follow this that I gave you right here, so from my own calculation, you should be spending between 15,000 to 15,500 naira or 16,000 naira on one bed. That should be the cost of production on one of those beds if you are raising them for like 12 weeks. So you should not decide on how much you will be selling your Christmas chicken, whether you want to sell it for 25,000 or you want to sell it for 30,000 naira, because if you follow this that I have highlighted here and you want to like give them the feed, the amount of the quantity of feed that I have said here, you want to give it to them for that 12 weeks, I bet it with you your cost of production on each bed, that is even if you have less than 5% mortality, would be between 15,000 to 16,000 naira. You want to remember that those of you that stocked for Christmas, then you bought each day chicks at maybe 2,000 naira or 1,800 naira. It is very, very expensive. So you can also watch my other video where I explain to you how to like do your cost breakdown or cost analysis. So you can watch that video to actually get the actual amount of money you spent on your cost of production. But from my own end here, I have done the cost analysis and you should be spending between 15 to 16,000 naira on one bed if you are raising them for 12 weeks. So decide on how much you want to sell those Christmas chicken Now, or when you start advertising to people that you will be selling Christmas chicken, you should decide your price, whether you want to sell for 25, 22, or even 20,000 naira. If 5,000, 4,000 naira is not too small for you as profit, remember that you raised these chickens for 3 good months. So guys, that's all for today. If you are just joining this channel for the very first time, kindly hit the subscribe button and turn on your bell notification so that you do not miss out when next we post new content. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.